Chuck Lorre and Charlie Sheen are working together again. Sheen portrays himself in a recurring role in Chuck Lorre's new comedy series, but it is more a star vehicle for stand-up comic Sebastian Maniscalco. Let's talk about Bookie. Hey guys, Dan here. This is Dan Reviews It. Welcome to my TV review for the new Max series Bookie. This is streaming season 1 right now. It is the latest to come from the Chuck Lorre hit factory. He is definitely prolific. He's had some of the biggest hit sitcoms on in the last 20 years, including 2.5 Men, which of course is where he first worked with Charlie Sheen, I believe. And then Big Bang Theory and Mom after that. And so the hits keep coming, and now he's got Young Sheldon, which is wrapping up its final season, and that's going to have a spinoff. So anyway, definitely a hardworking man, but he's also had some misses recently as well, with Be Positive and The United States of Al, both only lasting 2 seasons on CBS. But of course, Charlie Sheen, kind of blew up his spot there during the run of 2.5 Men, and things got very, very ugly and heated between he and Chuck Lorre. But obviously, the two have kind of mended fences since then. He plays a sort of skewed, real version of himself on this new series. But while you may be interested to tune in to see, what Charlie Sheen is up to, Sebastian Maniscalco is the reason that you're either going to stick with this show or leave, because he is the star. This is really, a vehicle for him. So before we launch into the specifics of this show, let me welcome you into Dan Reviews It. Thank you for finding this video. I do movie and TV reviews here on the channel, and just about every day something new goes up. So there's always a ton of stuff to check out. Please consider subscribing, hit that notification bell, hit the like button, comment below. All of that stuff, of course, helps the channel out. I certainly do appreciate it. All right, so Sebastian Maniscalco, look, he's one of the hottest stand-ups in recent years, but he is trying to get into the acting game as well. He had a film last year called About My Father, which Robert De Niro played his father, so, big... big actor there, that he's working with. But, that was kind of based around some of his stand-up routines about his family and stuff like that. Not necessarily a biography, but, sort of taking from his life a little bit. This, I think, is a bit different. He's certainly playing a different character here. So the basic premise is that Maniscalco plays Danny, who is a veteran bookie who is trying to fight to survive the legalization of sports betting, with all the apps and everything. Bookie is one of those jobs that, may not be necessary in the future. California, which is where this is located, has not yet done the online gambling thing, but is that coming soon? Well, he certainly hopes not. But with that, he's got some increasingly unstable clients, including Charlie Sheen himself. And he has his partner, Ray, who is played by Omar Dorsey, and his wife, Sandra, who is played by Andrea Anders. She's been around a lot of different shows over the years. And then Jorge Garcia, always good to see him. He played, of course, Hurley on Lost, and I think he was part of Hawaii Five-0 as well with one of his old Lost buddies. And he plays Hector in this, who is a Lyft driver that used to sell these bookies weed, but now he's out of the weed game because weed is legalized in California, very much so. So he's basically warning them, hey, the same thing's going to happen to you with the bookies. And we do get a lot of fun cameos as well. I'm not even going to say this is a spoiler because it's the first scene of the first episode. I'm not even going to tell you who it is, though. But there is a very famous sitcom actor and comedian in the very first episode, and somebody that I don't necessarily associate with Chuck Lorre either. I had to look it up to see maybe if Lorre had produced one of this person's shows or whatever. But so that was fun. I don't think he is going to be in the rest of the series at all. But yeah, we have a handful of people kind of, in cameo roles or whatever. But look, Sebastian Maniscalco, like I said in the intro, maybe you'll come to see what Charlie Sheen's up to or what have you. But the reason that you'll stick with this or not is, I think, largely Sebastian Maniscalco. Now, I am not a huge fan, actually, of his stand-up. I think it's okay, but it's a little too, I don't know, early to mid 2000s, like kind of toxic man stand up. Like, there's an ad currently running for his stand up show that's coming to town, I guess. And, the clip that they use is him, bitching about his wife forcing him to go see Hamilton. Like, I don't know, are we still doing those kind of jokes in the 2020s? I'm not sure, but I have to say I actually kind of enjoyed his movie about my father. I think I gave it maybe a B minus. I thought it was pretty good, and this actually is a pretty good show. Chuck Lorre is a little hit or miss with me, and I think a lot of his shows, even the really successful ones, fall into these traps after the first few seasons of, all the characters kind of being the same. The jokes are basically the same. It certainly happened with Two and a Half Men and Big Bang Theory. I have only seen really a few seasons of those shows, and then I kind of gave up. However, Mom, I watched to the end. But anyway, I really kind of like the ensemble here, because even though it is, Maniscalco is front and center, he has a great rapport with his partner Ray. Omar Dorsey, I'm not really that familiar with. He's been in some movies that I've seen, like Django Unchained and Selma, but he may be best known for television on the OWN network Queen Sugar TV show, which I've never seen. I don't know that I've watched much on Oprah's channel, but he was, I think, one of the stars, or maybe the main star of that. So maybe you'll know him. I really didn't, but I like their chemistry together. And, Jorge Garcia enters the mix. And so it ends up being kind of, a show about all three of these guys and how they're working together. And, the assistant or the receptionist or whatever at the Bookie office, she plays into it as well. And so I'm hoping that this can sort of evolve from, star vehicle for Sebastian to more of an ensemble comedy. And it's certainly looking like that may be the direction that it's going in these first few episodes. So yeah, I am kind of a fan of the show. I think it's one of the funniest like adult shows that has started in 2023. It's certainly better than a lot of the ones that I've reviewed so far. Is it like laugh out loud, knee slapper funny? Not always, but honestly, there are definitely some good jokes here. And Charlie Sheen, look, love him or hate him, I'm sort of either way on him, to be honest, but he is funny. He's always been funny. When he took over for Michael J. Fox on Spin City, he sort of, slid right in there and was very funny. He's been funny in some of his movies, and I really did enjoy those first couple seasons of Two and a Half Men. He's obviously not the main focus of this show, but I will say some of the funniest scenes do revolve around him and Maniscalco's character just kind of going back and forth about the money he owes, etc. And these guys keep getting in more and more, troubled situations that maybe you would not find in a typical sitcom. They're definitely a little bit more like, far-fetched or even maybe action-oriented. But I think it works for these characters and for the premise. So overall, I did enjoy this show. I will give Bookie a B+. And you can check this out, like I said, Season 1, streaming now on Max. All right, thank you so much for watching Dan Reviews It. We'll see you next time. Bye.